My name is Dr. Herman Reid. I am currently the Director of Academic Outreach at Point Park University. I was formerly the Executive Director for 32 years of the Negro Educational Emergency Drive, a scholarship program for students in higher education. He was a generous person. He was a very optimistic man. He had a human quality about him that significantly would affect you. The only thing that you couldn't do is if you keep up with George and his thought process, because he was so all over the place. He was a brilliant man, a mathematician, an executive. So all of those things were combined, and it was, to me, a very telling experience. She didn't lack a lot of publicity. She didn't lack to be singled out and seen. She was just quiet, unassuming. She probably broke ground that few women were able to do at that time. She was an engineer working with all men. And that really sensitized her to the kind of young people that she wanted to work with and change. It made a significant difference in her life. One of the things that George felt very strongly about was that the economic development and revitalization of the city of Pittsburgh was critical. And he became attracted to the business school. And long before he got involved at Point Park, he used to talk with me about what he saw happening in Pittsburgh and the vitalization that needed to take place. And he felt that Point Park Business School should be the go-to place for business. So he got heavily involved here. He participated in the performing arts. His name is on the building here. And so the board meetings that he and I attended, we talked a lot about that. And he felt very strongly that he would be able to make a significant difference at the school. He taught here for a while. And as a result of his engagement and concern about the community, he just decided that this was the place to be, and he put his energy and effort into that. So what BOLD does is it opens up a whole new career pathway and a new way of thinking that many of his students would never be exposed to had it not been for George. So BOLD really is in effect George. It's a legacy that George has left, and it's a commitment that I made to George to make sure that this whole idea would materialize and move forward. And many of those students will come back later and enroll in the business school. And that way George will have been able to vitalize the city of Pittsburgh. A writer once said this, that a man or a woman is endowed in one of two ways. One, in that they care more for a cause than they do their own existence. The other is they build for the day when they're no longer here. And that a man or a woman has learned the true meaning of life when they plant trees under which they know full well they'll never sit. The tree that George planted was bold.